Hello people. I am always excited when I'm in this space because I get to meet great people. And first of all, my names are Florence, Auntie Flo, or some people just call me Flo. These people that I meet are people who don't only talk the talk, but have also walked the walk. In other words, they are legends of our generation. Today I'm particularly excited because we are going to talk to a very special lady who has done a lot of work, not only for her family, but also the community as well. I just felt it in my heart that I needed to talk to this great lady. And trust me, by the end of this interview, you will be inspired. So take a listen. Hello. Like I said, we are talking to a great lady. This is no other than Mary Musaba Ngandwe. Am I right? You are very right. Okay? And we are Africans. She's also fondly known as Vanakasa or Vanakulu Mandala. So we are with a great lady. Yeah, so would like to know a little bit about you. Yes. First things first. When were you born?
I was born in 1954, 15th August 1954.
15th August 1954.
In Malone, Kasam.
Okay.
My parents were Elizabeth Musaba and my brother was Mr. Peter Musaba.
Okay. So what sort of work was your father doing?
My father was a tailor.
Tailor.
Yes.
Okay.
He was a very renowned tailor and he had a lot of people. And that's what kept us going. Yes, my mother was just a housewife.
This tailor, is that the place where the name comes from? Musaba?
No. Musaba is actually a long name. It's Musaba Ndeso.
Okay.
Musaba Ndeso is a man with a long beard.
Okay.
That was my grandfather's name. He had a very long beard.
Okay.
So now, recently we started cutting it off, making it actually lose a name.
Okay.
So it's actually
Musaba Ndeso.
Yes.
Okay, that's very nice. And you said your father was a tailor?
He was a tailor with a small machine and that was doing a lot of work in the village.
For the whole village.
For the whole village he was tailoring.
Okay.
All sorts of things.
So that is very nice. And then your brothers and sisters, how many?
Well, I was born in a family of 9, 5 brothers and 4 girls. I was the 7th child in the family.
Wow. Number 7.
Most loved.
Most loved. Okay. Okay, so are your brothers and sisters who are alive?
Well, two of them, actually we have lost a few already. 2 of them died on the same day. Last year, in May, my elder sister and my elder brother who came after immediately, they died on the same day. Also, but in different places. The other one was sick in Livingstone. The other one was sick in Malone.
Yeah.
So it was not a very good thing because when we went to Malone to take the body of my sister, hours later, my brother in Livingstone, and that just dumped the body there together with my other sisters and traveled to Livingstone where there were more people. Because in Malole, it's a village. Yeah. So that one was covered.
No, that was really unfortunate. I think it was a very difficult time. It was very difficult time for your family.
The rest of them are
Okay, maybe I'll ask questions about now your current family. How many children? Grandchildren?
Yes. Currently, in fact, I can say I have 5 children. And 4 girls and 1 boy. But 1 boy died while I was in Canada, where my husband was pursuing his studies. So there are 4 remaining girls. They are all
Okay, nice one. Grandchildren?
11 grandchildren.
Okay, 11
grandchildren.
Okay. Any great grandchildren?
Not
not yet. We are still waiting for
We are waiting for them.
Okay. Maybe you can also tell us about your early life when you were young, what it was like, and how you eventually found yourself maybe in the city.
In the city. Yeah. My early life, in fact, includes my education background.
Yes.
I started my grade 1 at the age of 7 at St. Joseph's Primary School. It was difficult that time because my father died while I was very young. He died when I was just around that 7 years. So things were not easy for my mother to keep me so that is the environment in which I grew. A struggling environment. Struggling environment. And my mother had been going to the river to buy millet near this river so that she could come to raise money for our education.
I think I'd like to hear more. When you say struggling, what struggles? You'd like to know the struggle.
The struggling thing will come out when I start talking about the junior secondary.
Okay.
Yes, because from grade 7, I passed to go to Chingula Mission, which was a junior secondary school. And because of my poor background, I didn't have the things that other people had. They had fathers who were working and mothers who were working. So when they came to getting things to school, me, I carried the brownies and the cassava. They were coming with bread, chilling bottles, sugar, the things that I didn't have.
We were talking about our mother during her early school days, what struggles she went through. Maybe you can just continue.
Yes, I said that it was full of struggle because I did not have a father to provide for me the things that my other children had. And that one disturbed a lot of my life because during the evening they would fill up their feeding bottles with what was called chikoloki, a mixture of cold water and sugar.
Chikoloki.
Yes, chikoloki.
Yes.
So they would say, let us feed our babies. So they will be feeding their babies, they will be feeding themselves, and then they will be eating bread, which I never had in that time during the school time.
Yeah.
Yes, my mother only managed always to give me 1 kwacha. And I would spend 8 ngwe for transport, and what I remained with was 20 kwacha. So that 20 kwacha, that time, 20 ngwe was not enough money to cover the whole month. Yeah, but somehow, somewhere, I thought I should excel so that in life when I grow up and I get employed, I'll be drinking a lot of chikoloki for myself. Yes, I'll be mixing sugar after work and eat the bread that I never ate. That was my promise to myself. I can assure you, after starting to work, I've never done any of those. It was first out. So from Chibula Secondary School, I was selected to Kasama Girls Secondary School to do a senior secondary. From there, I attended Division 1 Cambridge School certificate.
Did you hear that? She attended Division 1 Cambridge School certificate.
Yes. Okay. There, that is where I made a formula for my success.
Yes.
I found the same situation of girls that were richer than me. Yes. And that had more things than me. So every evening around 17 hours, they would go to the dining room dancing. There were ballroom dances.
Okay.
There was a famous one, Hey Jude, Don't Be Afraid, and they would be dancing with big bell bottoms. So me, coming out from the school, each time I took off my uniform, I became very sad because I didn't know what clothes I was going to wear. Every morning when I put on a uniform, I was like all of them. Yeah. And I would hide my poverty. So I told myself, my God, each time now I get out of the school at 16 hours, I'll be going in the bush to read. So that I am not distracted.
Yes.
And that is where my grade 1,
Division 1,
where my Division 1 came from. When I started getting into the bush, all of them started following me in the bush.
Oh, to read?
To read. And they even abandoned They are ballroom dancers.
Wow, game changer.
So now they started following me in the bush and were reading, and I was explaining to them. I was very good at history. I was explaining to them things to do with history. I was poor in commerce. They were now explaining to me the commerce. So there we made a group of reading, and that is how I made from there. Having finished that grade 12, I was called on TV. In fact, there's one of my late brothers, Mr. Emmanuel Kasson, the late finance minister, took me to the Copper Belt to start doing stenography, which is like
Secretarial stenography.
There I was in a dining room and I just saw Mary Chirufya Musaba come to the University of Zambia. I abandoned that stenography.
You saw that on
a black and white TV that time.
Wow.
The name was saying Mary Chirufya Musaba. Come to the University of Zambia.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that was you?
That was me. So I abandoned what I was doing. I didn't even know where the University of Zambia was. So I started asking for directions. I started asking for directions. They told me it's in Lusaka, it's in this place. And that is how I abandoned myself and came to Lusaka. Here things were different for me. Thank God. I found there was a bursary system that assisted poor children. So they gave me a bursary, and that time they were even...
Okay, there we just have to take a break. We were talking now about the university days, and we were interested in your early days. That was very interesting, how to study, going in the bush and studying. And I think the children were very good that time. They followed you. Yes, they were not making fun of you, but they actually followed you.
They followed.
Welcome back. Yes, so now you can continue. You were telling us about how you suddenly saw your name on the TV and how that was done, and then you were told to go to university. How did that happen?
So that's the thing I was talking about. A long time ago, first they were producing names in newspapers. Those that they passed so well.
Yes.
That one I saw that I passed with Division 1.
Okay, so at that time it was called Form 5.
It was Form 5.
Yeah, not grade 4.
No, it was
Form 5. You also got Division 1.
Division 1.
And the name of the school the name of the school that you were at?
Kasama Girls Secondary.
Kasama Girls Secondary School. She got Division 1. And she saw her name on TV. Yes.
So when I saw that name, like I said, I quickly traced the University of Zambia, where I was well received together with other students. There, like I said, I was really grateful. The 4 years study, I was given a bursary from the government. So I didn't struggle to pay school fees. And we had the best meals at the University of Zambia. We had the 3 meals and the 3 dining halls. And that is where I met that
That's an interesting part where she met her husband. But what did you study?
At the university, I studied civics and history. Okay. Because later on, when I attended the first degree, the bachelor's degree in education, I was posted to Kapulonga Boys Secondary School to teach civics and history. But it did not take me long. I again started doing a master's degree, which I attended in 1994. That was for my education background.
No, that's very, very interesting how you got to university and what you studied. You mentioned something which we are very interested in. You said that is where you met your husband.
Yes.
How did you meet your husband?
Through one of these dining rooms. I didn't know that there was a man who was slowly following me together with his friends. I had a habit which they liked. We would eat eggs. They would give me eggs, but me, I don't eat the whites.
Okay.
I would just peel off the whites and eat the egg yolk.
Okay.
So now they were very curious. What kind of a girl is this? Who eats whites? Who eats egg yolks and not the whites? Yeah. So slowly they were following me. And then had the very peculiar way of dressing. I was dressing very long skirts, and all the rest were putting on mini skirts.
Yes.
But like I said, I was in a mission school, Chirula Secondary School, where we were putting on very long skirts.
Yes.
So even at the campus, I continued putting on very long skirts. So him was attracted to say, I think this is the kind of girl I would like.
Yeah.
But I just saw that when I went to another dining room, I had 3 men following. They would come and sit next to me. I saw that picture very vividly even now.
3 men?
Yes, 3 men would come. Those were his friends.
Yes.
There was Dr. Mushota, the late, and then there was Gilbert Kambiti. The 3 of them even formed a law firm later on. So they were just encouraging him to say, we'll see where this ends. But it never ended to anything. I continued my habits.
Yeah.
And therefore, that is where I met my present husband.
Okay. Okay, so when did you get married?
1977, I got married in Malole Mission. I took him all the way to Malole.
To just prove that,
yes. And we even took the cake there for the first time, and the people were very happy to say, Twali yako na cake. And with him, then I had 5 children. 4 girls at one point. The boy that I'm talking about, he died while I was doing his studies. So maybe I can connect it from there. Through this marriage, he wanted to actually extend his studies. He went to Bloomington, Indiana for 2 years, where I followed him.
Indiana, that is where?
That is in the United States of America, but the southern part of America.
Okay, so what career?
He was pursuing a master's degree in distance learning.
Okay, he was also in education.
He was also in education at that time, but he branched off later on to become a lawyer.
All right.
So he had those mixed things. In fact, he started as a lawyer and he told me, I can't continue doing all these court cases. I want to break off and do education.
All right.
That is when now he went to Bloomington, Indiana for 2 years where I followed him. There, I didn't like it very much. There was so much racial discrimination. Even in the church, whenever we reached the church, all the whites would move to one side and would remain the 2 of us in one row.
Oh my God.
Yes, so that one, there was a lot of racial discrimination.
What year was that?
That year, do I
was it the 70s?
No, in the 80s.
In the 80s.
Around 1982. No, 82 I was still teaching. Around 90s.
Yes.
Because I know that I was still pursuing a master's world in Bloomington, Indiana. So it was from like 1988 to 90, we were in Bloomington, Indiana. Yes, that's where I was doing his master's. But later on in life, he came and he went to Canada, Toronto, Canada. In the northern part.
She's a lady who's well traveled, you can see.
Toronto, Canada. We lived there for 5 years. There we found an open society which was very good. And we mixed easily with the people we found. It was very supportive. Even when I lost this child in Toronto, they are the ones who even exported these remains home. They took it like it's their own problem. So you can see from Bloomington to Toronto, the same country, people behaved different.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Yes, and then they would greet you at any point, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, there you would not be greeted by anyone. So 2 different situations whatsoever. That was my exposure to the outside world. Yes, it was through these travels for education.
Okay, that's very interesting. Is your husband still?
No, he died in 1999. He's a coward.
That's a sense of humor. 1999.
In 1999 in June, he died. Okay, so he remained without a father and a husband. Yes.
Okay. There are people who have lost their husbands and they're having difficulties. Do you have any word for person out there because you have gone through it, you know what it's like. Any word of encouragement?
Yes, you know, whatever it is, whether it's the death of a child, which I experienced, the death of a mother, which I experienced, the death of a husband.
Yes.
In the first place, I think sometimes people do not know the correct words to use with a person that has lost a person.
Yes.
I was getting phone calls. Shipafi.
Hmm.
It was partial.
Shipafi means just be strong.
Just be strong. Just be strong.
Yeah.
Just be strong.
Yeah.
They are different. They are not even seen.
Yes.
But like when I lost my child and my husband, I had a group of people who took courage. It's better to take out courage and visit a person who has lost a person. You cannot just be ringing Shipafi, be strong, and you are not even seen. You are just on the ear.
But
no.
that time you're already back in Zambia.
I was back in Zambia when he died, but the child died, died in Canada.
Okay. So you're talking about when the child died.
Yeah, when the child died there was a society that helped me very much. They are very well organized. For each death, they have a society for people who have lost children. They have a society for people who have lost husbands, who have lost wives, mothers, fathers. So these people called me to a big hall when I lost my child. I found the whole field down.
Yes.
They were all drinking tea.
Yeah.
Immediately I reached, they gave me a cup of tea. And they said, drink this tea. And tell the people how you have met your fate. Did I even drink that tea? I started crying.
Yeah.
Very loud, and they were surprised. That's just crying because now they were
Bringing
out all these things. But then they said, all these people you see have lost children. We are going to let them tell you which children they have lost and see if it matches with yours. And see if you can gather yourself from here. So one person stood up and said, you see me here. I've lost 6 children in a furnace of fire. Together with my husband. He said my husband was a smoker. So he forgot a cigarette on the couch, which is a chair. So that one burnt the whole flat. She doesn't know how she survived. The only one who survived out of now the 7 who died inside the flat.
Yes.
So she said, you see me here, I'm still drinking my tea. Because God has been so merciful, at least I'm alive. So I was sleeping. Another one stood up, or just make two sometimes. But these are the things that I've never forgotten. One stood up and said, I had only one child. My only child, Christine, was in the university. Each time she reached the university after a flight, after around 15 hours, she would say, Mommy, I've reached. This ugly day, a phone rang at exactly 15 hours on that Sunday when she left for that school. And quickly she said, I reached out for that phone and I said, my baby, you've reached. And the deep voice of a man said, no, she never reached. She died in a plane crash. So she said her life was shattered. When I heard their various stories, I can tell you, for the first time I felt hungry. I said, if others, their children can die, am I so special to have all the children alive? I must agree that this child must die. I even went home. The first time I ate even a little nshima. All this time I was not eating, and if I cooked for the children, I would even forget salt. To put in the food. So that experience of death has helped me so much to reach out to people in need, especially in the times of death. I lost my husband. Using that experience, I said I must survive. Because the experience from that one which I got from my child, where the people assembled me. So after the death of my husband, me, I call myself a policewoman. I've put my uniform on armor of
Yes.
strength.
Yes.
One, the most important, I've agreed that is God. Because before I agreed, it was very difficult. One time, a bulb finished.
In the house.
I bought a bulb. And I climbed on the table to fix the bulb, and I failed to fix it.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, as I was here, you would do all these things I was doing. I was not doing any of this. He was the one doing all these things for me. So I started crying. Now, after I gained the strength myself to say I am now a police officer, I am indeed a police officer of my children. I've raised them up single-handedly,
Yes.
and they have finished school, and they are now working. I struggle with them when they have problems in their marriages. I feature to advise them on how to deal with those marriage issues. They know you do here, you can do these things are going to be better. So I'm a soldier.
No, trust me, and when she says she's a soldier, she really is a soldier, and she has encouraged a lot of people. I think that part of your life, it was a difficult part, but also a very, very significant learning point.
Yes.
And I think I found it quite interesting, and I hope there are groups like that in Zambia where you can go and just share.
I hope associations will be formed to help people with different difficulties. Like I said, you cannot just be on the phone and say Shipa. You have to reach out. Even if you have no words, that's what they were telling us.
Yes.
Even if you have no words, you cannot sit beside them. They will feel company.
Okay.
And then they will open up and tell you their story.
Okay.
So you give them the ear, it is very, very good. That is how you can encourage the people. Hear their story. Help them to go through their problems. Help them to accept what has come into their life. To say, this has come. What part is remaining? The part that is remaining is you. So the you have now to drive it to greater strives.
Yes, yes.
To do other things.
People, that's a very important learning point when somebody passes away. The best is to just go and sit with them and just be with them. Yeah.